Hello. This is it's a very brief one. I could have done the countdown. There's no points. I've got stuff to do, so I just went straight into the intro, to be honest with you. So there we are. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to what is a brand new stream. This is going to be very it's not going to be as long as what most people would think, but that's because I have got stuff to do. Josh is already in my comment section. How are you doing, mate? If you haven't seen my video already from that thumbnail summed up in a nutshell, please go and watch it when you can. This is the exact same video, by the way, but in a stream. And also, I am basically going to explain to you all on World Football Net on why I have each club at a certain place for each game. Before I get, once I get started, I probably won't read any of the comments until the end of the stream because I have got a lot of stuff to do and I've got to shoot off later on this afternoon. And I'm off to Norwich tomorrow, so there's that as well. We're going to Carrow Road tomorrow, so there is going to be a video coming out for that. But yeah, let's get straight into it. It is my final championship table, 1 to 24 predictions, but it's week by week. So I'm going fixture by fixture. And this will now compare to the original video that I uploaded this morning at 7 a.m. That basically is my final prediction summed up. So I am going to share my screen pretty much almost immediately right now. So I'll get it up. Hopefully my computer does not be a pain in the backside. I'm not expecting much viewers today, but if I do, then fair enough, because this is quite a late notice one anyways. But yeah, I'm going through each round on what I think is going to be what. So yeah, let's just get straight into it because everyone will know what this is. And obviously, I need to make sure this is correct to what I made this morning on mainstream videos wise and all that as well. So let's get straight into it. I'm basically going to say what I think the outcome's going to be and who's going to get each points and all that. We'll look at the current table for now. So obviously Leeds are leading the way on 82 points, level on points with Leicester. Ipswich just a point behind. Southampton is a further 8 points behind Ipswich to then be 7 points ahead of West Brom. Norwich closing in on West Brom. And the rest as follows. Hull, Coventry, Preston, Middlesbrough, Cardiff, Sunderland, Watford, Bristol City, Swansea, Millwall, Blackburn, us, Stoke, QPR, Birmingham, and currently in the bottom three, Huddersfield, Sheffield Wednesday, and Rotherham. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it because this is the run-in. So, yeah, this is the run-in. So now I'm going to go through the score lines and what I think for each game and all that. So, yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, we'll start off with round 39. By the way, there's games in hand here for rounds 36 and 38. So, we will go to them once they are played. So, I'm going in the order of date, basically. So, yeah, let's get onto it. Right, round 39. Let's get this under with. So, we have Bristol City versus Leicester at Ashton Gate. Now, I can't lie. Before I get started again, I think what I predict for round 39, that's tomorrow, is going to be my actual predictions for this round that I'm going to send to the boys later on, most likely. So, yeah, Bristol City, Leicester. I am saying 3 points for Leicester. I don't think it's going to be as easy for them. Ashton Gate is a very hard place to go. Southampton proved it when they lost there, but Leeds have done the business there. Ipswich have done the business there. Obviously, we didn't. We lost 4-1. But I think Leicester are going to get a tight 1-0 win, a repeat of what they did at the King Power earlier in the season. So, yeah. By the way, the table I'm going to update as I go along. By the way, I do expect to see a lot of surprises during this run-in because there's going to be clubs fighting to stay up and all that. So, we'll see what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of twists and turns. So, yeah, that will be a huge factor into this run-in as well. But no, Leicester, I don't think a surprise will happen at Ashton Gate. So, I think Leicester will edge it there. Millwall, West Brom. Right. Meanwhile, this, I think, will be a surprise result. I am going 3 points for Millwall in a 2-1 win, which is odd because Millwall is one of the weakest sides at home. But West Brom are very pretty inconsistent away from home. And like I said, you've seen my opinions on West Brom in the video I made earlier. So there's that as well. So I think this could be a bit of a factor into it. And Millwall's playing really well at the moment. So I wouldn't be shocked with this result at all. So I'm going 3 points for Millwall in a 2-1 win. Cardiff Sunderland, I think, will be 3 points for Cardiff in a 3-1 win. Sunderland are just shambolic at the moment. I don't know when they're going to fix their form. We'll find out. Southampton Middlesbrough. Right, I think this will be 3 points for Middlesbrough in a 2-1 away win, just like what Hull did at Southampton a few weeks ago and also what Millwall did. Southampton aren't in the greatest of form themselves at the moment, but Middlesbrough, it would be the most Borough thing ever to win this game. It really would, because Borough's the sort of team that wins the harder games and loses the easier games, or the games against the newly promoted clubs. So I think there's that factor into it as well. But no, I can really see Borough getting 3 points tomorrow for some reason. So I'm going to back them to do the double over Southampton in a 2-1 win for the men from the Riverside. Huddersfield, Coventry, I think will be 3 points for Coventry in a 3-1 away win. Hull versus Stoke at the MKM, I think will be 3 points for Hull in a 3-0 win. Norwich versus us. Norwich versus Plymouth at Carrow Road. I can't lie. Like I've said in my video this morning, I think this is the one game I genuinely write us off for completely. I pray to God I'm wrong, though. I pray to God I'm wrong. But obviously, you've seen Norwich's form at the moment. It's unbelievable at the moment. And they're now the fourth best team in the league at home, behind Leeds, behind Ipswich, behind West Brom. I think they're going to batter us. I hope I'm wrong, though. I think it'll be a 5-1 for Norwich. I hope I'm wrong, though. But, yeah, I hope the boys prove me wrong. That's all I can say. I'm not confident for tomorrow at all. So I hope by the time I get into Norfolk tomorrow, I feel completely different. Preston versus Rotherham. Right, well, Rotherham will pretty much be relegated after tomorrow, pretty much, if results also don't go their way at all. And to be honest, I can't lie, I don't think they're going to win away for the rest of the season now. So I'm going to go 4-0 to Preston. They push on for their playoff charge. 3 points for them. QPR Birmingham at Loftus Road. I think this is a crucial 6-pointer here at Loftus Road. Massive game. And obviously, I'm much more impressed with Cifuentes at the moment than with Birmingham State at the moment. I think Rowett will lose this because he'll realise that the difficult task to go ahead to save Birmingham this season. So I'm going to go 2-1 to QPR. 3 points for QPR. Sheffield Wednesday versus Swansea at Hillsborough. Swansea for me are now out of the relegation battle. So they could pull clear from this, but this is the sort of game Wednesday would win, and their home form is increasing week by week as well. And I think this could put in a dent in Swansea's charge of finishing higher than where they are now to rescue their season, sort of. So I'm going to say a 2-0 win for Wednesday, and even more misery for us. Blackburn versus Ipswich at Ewood Park. I need a favour from Ipswich tomorrow, and I can't lie, I think they're going to deliver tomorrow as well. A 4-1 away win. I do think Schmodix will take the lead for Blackburn, like he always scores for them at the moment. But I think Ipswich will pull clear in a 4-1 win, which leaves us with Leeds travelling to Vicarage Road to face Watford. And I have backed 3 points for Leeds in a 3-2 win. A very hard-fought 3-2 win. Watford to give them a game, but it won't be enough. So that's what I think will happen for round 39. So let's look at the table now. Leeds still top. Look how close it is between Leeds, Leicester, and Ipswich. At this rate, fans will look into this going, Southampton's out of this now. It just depends on their games in hand now. Norwich closing further in on West Brom, pulling away from Hull. And Rotherham, well, yeah, so if Rotherham win the rest of their games, so that's 23 after 40, 26 after 41, 29 after 42, then 32, 35. Hang on. So, yeah, they're on 20 points at the moment. So, 23, 26, 29, 32, 35. How many games have they got left? 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So that's 7. So 23, 26, 29, 32, 35, 38, 41. So they'll be on 41 points, which pretty much is relegation. The only way Rotherham could survive now is if they get rid of their goal difference tally, which would be a very daunting task indeed for Liam Rosenia. So they would pretty much be down after tomorrow, but it wouldn't be mathematically confirmed just yet. Rotherham would have to beat Millwall on Monday at home to have any chance of that little amount of survival. If they win or draw against Millwall at home, that is them automatically pretty much officially relegated. So, yeah, let's now move on to that week. But they are pretty much down, technically. So you can tell from that right there. Let's just see. How many comments have I got in the moment? So, it's Josh's predictions. Leicester to slip up at Bristol City. That would be interesting. Saints to beat Borough. Huddersfield to beat Coventry. That would be bad for us. That would be bad. Us to get battered at Norwich like I expect. I hope I'm wrong. Josh will hope that I'm wrong as well. And he's wrong because, well, it's Norwich in it. 1-1 at QPR, 3-0 at Preston, 2-1 to Wednesday, 3-1 Ipswich, 2-1 Watford. 2-1 Watford. That would be a dent for Leeds' promotion hopes. It really would. And for Leicester. So that would put Ipswich top of the league pretty much. So, yeah, there's that as well. I'm going to try and make my screen bigger, actually. I don't think... yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Sorry about that. I didn't realise it was that small. Let's move on to round 40 then, because that is the next tally of games. So, yeah, Easter Monday. Easter Monday coming up. So, right, let's go straight into it. So, Leicester have got Norwich at the King Power. I think this will be 3 points for Leicester in a 2-0 win. Norwich has progressed to dent themselves slightly. Sunderland versus Blackburn at the Stadium of Light. Now, this is where I think Sunderland will get their form back because obviously, if you haven't seen my video that I put out this morning, I put them to gain a little bit of their form back, even though they are awful at the moment. But it's the sort of game I think they will win. Like I said, I don't trust Blackburn's running at all. So we'll see. 2-1 Sunderland in a 3 points for them. Birmingham versus Preston. Birmingham will come into this thinking this will be a must-win. Preston aren't pushovers, though, so this will be interesting, like we proved the other week. I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. I think they'll give it a go, especially at home. Coventry versus Cardiff, I think, will be 3 points for Coventry in a 2-0 win to push their playoff hopes. Middlesbrough versus Sheffield Wednesday, I think, will be a 1-1 draw. This is the sort of game Borough would either lose or drop points in, meanwhile. So I'll back a 1-1 draw like it was at Hillsborough. Us versus Bristol City, the West Country derby of the season at Home Park. It is a must-win. It is a must-win, I can't lie. This is a game we know we have to win to have any superb chance of staying up this season. Obviously, we're on 10 wins at the moment. Like I said in my video this morning, the only way I see us going down now is if we lose or don't win any of the last of our remaining 8 games. This is a game we have to win, and I think we will be up for it. This is the game we have to rescue our home form in as well. And over the last season, we did 4-2s over West Country games like Exeter, our arch rivals, and like Cheltenham. So, bugger it. I'll go the same for this. This is the sort of game we need to rescue our form in. So, yeah, I'm going to go 3 points for us in a 4-2 win. I do think Bristol City will give us a game, though, like the scoreline shows there. Rotherham versus Millwall at the New York. I think it will be a goalless 0-0, a draw. And that would be it. That would be Rotherham's relegation to League One fully confirmed then after that. So there's that. Stoke versus Huddersfield at the Bet365. Again, I don't rate Huddersfield's form at the moment. There are some games I can see them winning. This, I think Stoke will edge them. I think it'll be 3 points for Stoke in a 1-0 win. Swansea versus QPR, another daunting task. I mean, QPR's very underrated away from home as well. So this is the sort of game I feel they could get a point in. But I don't know. Swansea are on good form at the moment. This is the sort of game they bounce back to win if they lose to Hillsborough tomorrow. I'm going to say 2-2. I do think QPR will get a point. West Brom versus Watford at the Hawthorns, I think will be 3 points for the Baggies in a 3-0 win. I'm going to come to Ipswich Southampton last because I know Josh is in this stream and I know that is potentially one of the biggest games of the season coming up on Easter Monday. So we'll do Leeds versus Hull next in a Yorkshire game at Ellen Road. And again, I think this is a game I think Leeds will edge. I think Hull will give them a game, though. Hull's very underrated away from home as well. Leeds, though, they look unstoppable at home at the moment. So I'm going to say a narrow 3-2 win again for Leeds. It's the sort of games to win 3-2 that gets you over the line promoted as well. Ipswich Southampton, a massive game. Southampton know they need to win at Portman Road to catch the top 3. I don't think they will. This is the game I really think Ipswich could pull out a statement to Leeds and Leicester and for their fans to start believing. I'm going to say a 2-0 win for Ipswich at home. 3 points for the Tractor Boys. Like Leeds, Ipswich are very good at Portman Road as well. So, yeah, I am going to go with that as well. So, Leicester would actually now go top of the league on goal difference and goals scored. But it's still really tight. Southampton, they look like they're out of it, but we'll see. We'll come to what I've got for other games that come up for them. West Brom pulling away from Norwich once more. Obviously, I've got Norwich to lose to Leicester. We go up to 17th, so we look more comfortable. Birmingham drop into that relegation zone. Rotherham are completely down and out now, if this is the correct table. Just read the comment section before I go into the next game. 1-1 draw, 2-1 Ipswich, 1-1 between us and Bristol City. That will be mad. Wednesday to win at Borough. QPR to win at Swansea. Oh, this would be bad for us. Huddersfield losing would be good for us. But yeah, no, honestly, Birmingham winning, that would be, and Blackburn drawing. So yeah, this just shows we have to win on Easter Monday against Bristol City. I won't be too bothered if we lose to Norwich, as long as we win the important games. And also, I know how hard tomorrow's going to be. Also, like I've said so many times to the boys this week, bite my hand off for a 0-0 tomorrow at Carrow Road. I will be delighted. But as long as we freaking get 3 points on Monday against Bristol City, it is a massive game. West Country battle. Right, let's move on to round 41. Our crucial game at the New York Stadium at Rotherham, who are obviously, well, they'd come into this down and out. I can't lie, Rotherham has been our bogey ground over the years in League One, but we know this is a game we have to win as well. And I'll back it. I'll back it from the pureness of my heart. I will back it from the pureness of my heart. And I don't know. Because I know if we don't win at Rotherham, it's going to look even more bleak for us. I'll say a scrappy 1-0 win for us. It'd be typical us to win scrappy 1-0 at their place as well. So we'll go with that. The East Anglia Derby at Carrow Road in Norfolk. Norwich taking on Ipswich. Now, obviously, I've seen Ipswich's records at Carrow Road over the years. And considering I've got Leicester to beat Norwich on Easter Monday, this is the sort of game I'd see Norwich bouncing back in. Ipswich's record is appalling at Carrow Road. I don't think it'll get any better, to be honest. And also, if there's any game I see Ipswich now losing for the rest of this season, it is their derby at Carrow Road. I do think it'll be 3-1 to Norwich. 3 points for the Canaries. Ipswich fans will be fuming. Obviously, they'd love to get one over their East Anglian rivals. But, yeah, If there's any game I see Ipswich losing, it's that. I don't know about the rest of the season for Ipswich, so I'll say 3-1 to Norwich. Sunderland, Bristol City, I think will be 3 points for Sunderland. Only just. I wouldn't be shocked if Bristol City come out of this with an away win, though. So I will say 2-0 to Sunderland. Blackburn, Southampton at Ewood Park, I think will be 3 points for Saints in a 3-1 win. And I pray to God they do that as well. Cardiff versus Hull. That is a big game at Ninian Park. A massive game in South Wales. Hull, very good away. Cardiff's very underrated at home. So I think this will be a draw. 3-3. Coventry versus Leeds at the Ricoh Arena. And like I've just said with Ipswich about Carrow Road, if there's any game now I see Leeds losing for the rest of the season, it's at the Ricoh Arena. And also, Coventry took a point off them earlier in the season at Ellen Road, which I thought was incredible from them. So I am going to back Coventry to win this 2-1. Middlesbrough versus Swansea at the Riverside, I think will be 3 points for Borough, only just in a 2-1 win. Watford versus Preston at Vicarage Road. I think this is the sort of game that would dent Preston's playoff hopes. So I'm going to say 3 points for Watford in a 2-0 win. Huddersfield versus Millwall at the John Smith Stadium. I think this is the sort of game Huddersfield will win meanwhile. So I'm going to say a 1-0, 3 points for Huddersfield. It wouldn't be shocked if Millwall win this, though, because they are very good away from home and one of the best sides, along with QPR, away from home in our side of the table. Leicester versus Birmingham, I think will be 3 points for Leicester in a 3-0 win. QPR versus Sheffield Wednesday is another 6-pointer. And I think this will be a 2-2 draw. I wouldn't be shocked if QPR win this, though. And I know Sheffield Wednesday are on one of the best sides away from home either. I think we would need a draw out of that as well if we win at Rotherham. And Stoke, West Brom, I need a West Brom win, but it's a Staffordshire derby. I think Stoke will be well up for this, I can't lie. And I'm going to back them to do it in a 2-1 win for the Potters and 3 points for Stoke. So now Leicester look like they're going to do it with Leeds and Ipswich slipping up, but we don't know yet. Southampton closing the gap now with Ipswich and Leeds slipping up. Norwich closing up to West Brom once more. We're 15th. I'm going to put this out of context. I don't think we're going to finish 15th, but would be interesting to see. I'd love it, though. I said it at halfway point of the season, but will be interested to see. Huddersfield and Birmingham in that bottom three. Look how tight it is still in a relegation battle as well. This just shows how mad the Championship is. I'm trying to work out who is officially safe with 5 games to go. So, from Huddersfield. So, if they win the rest, so 45, 48, 51, 54, 57. So, Preston upwards is safe. For Borough would confirm their survival completely and officially. Cardiff would be nearly there if this is the table. So, yeah, there is that as well. We're coming into round 42 next. Millwall versus... Actually, before I go into it, I'll check the comments once more. Just see what Josh has put here. Us to win at Rotherham. We need to. He's gone with his heart for the East Anglia derby. So, I rate that. Hull to win at Cardiff. Coventry to beat Leeds. Leicester to beat Brum. QPR to beat Wednesday. West Brom to win at Stoke in a tight-ass 1-0 win. Right, round 42. Now, this is where, obviously, if you see my table earlier at 7 a.m. when I uploaded it, you know where I've put Leicester. This is where I think Leicester will get carried away. They'll beat Birmingham. They'll see Ipswich and Leeds slipping up. And they'll go, oh, we're going to walk this again now. We're going to walk this. But Millwall are battling for survival. And I think it would be such a jammy way to lose this for a certain Leicester. I'm going to say 3-2 Millwall. Again, I think there will be surprises in the rest of the season. So it's the Championship. It's such a hard league. This is the sort of game Leicester would get carried away, get overconfident, get 2-0 up. Millwall battle for their lives to stay up, and then they win. 3-2 Millwall. I'll bugger it. I'm going for it. Southampton Coventry. I'm going 3 points for Southampton in a 3-1 win. Us versus QPR at home park. Again, this is a must win for us. And even if QPR get a point at home park, they will be laughing. And I am going to back it with all my heart that I think we're going to do it. But I think QPR will take the lead, though. And it would be the most Argyle thing to do ever to concede first. So there will be that as well. But we have to rescue our home form. So I'm going to go with what we did at Shrewsbury at home last season. 1-0 down. We get panicky, and then we just get 2 in the second half. So, yeah, I'm backing us to get 3 points with all my heart against QPR. I wouldn't be shocked if QPR get a point, though. I'm going to go 2-1 to us. It is a must-win game. It just makes me glad that we've already played at Loftus Road now. So there is that as well. Preston Huddersfield, I think, will be 3 points for Preston in a 3-0 win. Sheffield Wednesday versus Norwich at Hillsborough. Now, I can't lie. I think this Wednesday will give Norwich a game in this. But I don't see Norwich losing it, like what they did at QPR at Loftus Road a few weeks ago. So I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. Leeds versus Sunderland, I think, will be 3 points for Leeds in a 3-0 win. Birmingham versus Cardiff at St Andrews. Now, I could see Birmingham winning this, to be honest. This would be the sort of game that would ease the pressure on Rowett to get Brum over the line in a 2-1 win. 3 points for Birmingham. Bristol City, Blackburn, I think will be 3 points for Bristol City in a 3-1 win. Bristol City to rescue their winless run for the time being. Hull versus Middlesbrough. Now, this, I think, will be a tough game. Middlesbrough are again, they're better against the higher sides and then worse against the lower sides and the newly promoted clubs. They did lose to Hull at home earlier in the season, though. Hull, I think, will make a statement towards those playoff places, though. So I'm going to back them to do that. A tight 1-0 win for Hull. 3 points for them. Ipswich versus Watford. I think they'll bounce back immediately from that East Anglia defeat and get 3 points. 2-0. Swansea versus Stoke, I think, will be 3 points for Swansea in a 3-0 win. West Brom versus Rotherham at the Hawthorns, which I think will be 3 points for West Brom in a 5-0 thrashing. So now Leeds and Ipswich close the gap again. Southampton still 11 points behind Ipswich, 12 behind the top 2. Blackburn would now go into that bottom 3. So, with 4 games to go, so 45, 48, 51, 54. So Cardiff would be completely safe now. Cardiff would be completely safe. We'd be on 50 points. Look at the amount of teams that are on 50 points. That just shows how mad this league honestly is. And then, yeah, Birmingham get out of the bottom 3 for the time being. So there's that as well. Let's look at the playoffs. Just see who can make the playoffs still with 4 games to go. Sunderland's on 54 points, so 57, 60, 63. Sunderland are out of it. That means Sunderland will be completely out of it now for the playoffs. Cardiff have a slim chance for playoffs, so there's that as well. So, yeah, let's dive into the next game. Oh, it's us versus Leicester. Oh dear. Let me just read the comments first from Josh. Jamie Wooten, hi up, mate. I'm new to this channel. Hello, mate. How you doing? Hope all is well. We might see you next season. Feel bad for Sheffield United fans at the moment. They really have had a disastrous season in the Premier League. So we don't know what's going to happen there. Torquay fan here. Thanks to you and your fans for coming to support last week. No problem, mate. Let's have a look at what Josh has got. He's got QPR to beat us. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, that would be a stinker for us, I'm pretty sure. So there's that as well. Right. Let's move on. I hope Josh is wrong. But we'll see. It could happen. And they'll be laughing if they do that, QPR. So, yeah. Right, us versus Leicester. Now, everyone is going to say 3 points for Leicester. I know they will. This is where I think the twist is going to come in. Everyone here is now going to call me deluded and completely biased. But There is times where you have to go with your heart. I've seen Leicester's form. It hasn't been great. Leeds and Ipswich's form have been miles better. This is where I think Leicester will again slip up. Also, Leicester's record at home park over my lifetime has been ludicrous. And given the form we're in at the moment, this would be typical us to freaking win this. I don't think we will win this, to put in context there. I don't think we will win this at all. This is against one of the best teams in the league. But if there's other teams down there who I can see and who have been getting at least a point against Leicester during this season at their place, I don't see why not we can. Leicester's record is shocking at home park. I will go for it with my heart. A 1-1 draw. I don't see us winning at all. Leicester will be the easy favourites going into this. So a lot of people will probably say in the comment section right now a 3-0 or 4-0 Leicester, which wouldn't shock me at all, to be fair. I am going to go with my heart. Sheffield Wednesday did it earlier in the season. Other clubs did as well. I've backed Millwall to beat them as well earlier in this video. I'll go for it. Why not? My head says Leicester will win 3-0. My heart says we'll get a 1-0, and I will go with my heart. People are going to call me biased and deluded, but there is times where you got to go with your gut. I'm laughing because it's so anxious for me. It depends. This game depends on Leicester's form coming into that match, because I don't rate their form at all at the moment, especially compared to Leeds and Ipswich. So I'll go with it. And this is where I think Leeds and Ipswich will be laughing at this result, because I have Leeds to get 3 points against Blackburn in a 4-0 win. Birmingham versus Coventry, I think, will be tight. West Midlands clash. It is the sort of game Birmingham would win. Coventry are pushing for those playoffs, though. I think they will be up for it in this West Midlands clash as well. So I'm going to go 2-2 draw. It's pretty much a Warwickshire derby, this game, because both of the cities used to be in Warwickshire as well. So, yeah, there's that. And the M6, technically, as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 for Birmingham Coventry. Like I said, I think there will be a few surprises and a few results that people are going to expect. Bristol City Huddersfield, I think, will be 2-1 Bristol City. 3 points for the Robins. Millwall versus Cardiff, I think, will be a 0-0 draw. Southampton versus Watford, I think, will be 2-0 to Saints. 3 points for them. Hull versus QPR, I think, will be 3 points for Hull in a 3-1 win. Ipswich versus Middlesbrough. Now, I did talk about earlier about Borough doing better against the higher sides, but they do struggle over the years against newly promoted clubs, and I think Ipswich's form will continue. 3-0, 3 points for the Tractor Boys. Preston versus Norwich. I think Norwich will edge it at Deepdale in a 2-1 win. I wouldn't be shocked if Preston get it the other way round, though. So 3 points for Norwich. Sheffield Wednesday versus Stoke at Hillsborough. I am going 3 points for Wednesday in a 2-0 win. Swansea versus Rotherham. I'm going 3 points for Swansea in a 3-0 win. And then West Brom Sunderland, I think, will be 3 points for West Brom at the Hawthorns in a 3-1 win. So what does the table do now? This is where Leeds take back the lead. Ipswich go up to second. Southampton 10 points behind Leicester. 11 points behind Leeds. No, 12 points behind Leeds. 11 points behind Ipswich. I will put this out there, by the way, for us. I've got us to beat Rotherham. I've got us to beat QPR. I've got us to beat Bristol City. I'm going to put this out there now. I don't think we're going to win for the rest of the season after QPR, personally. So I'm just going to put it out there now. So it really depends on how we do from Leicester onwards with the last 4 games. Swansea would be officially safe. Bristol City would be officially safe. Sunderland would be officially safe. As for the playoff charge, let's have a look. Can Borough still do it? No, they can't. Borough is out of it completely after that. Borough's out of it completely. Preston, and Preston have got a game in hand. Yeah, they can still do it. So Borough would be out of it. So it would just be Southampton downwards to Preston. So there is that as well. Let's look at the comments. Yeah, 2-0 Leicester, 2-0 Leeds, 1-1 draw, 2-1 Huddersfield, 1-0 Millwall, 2-0 Southampton, 2-0 Hull, 2-0 Ipswich, 2-1 Preston, 1-1 draw, 2-0 Swansea, 1-1 draw. Oh, interesting picks there, Josh. Nice one. Right, next is a game in hand between Southampton and Preston at St Mary's. Obviously, this got postponed because of the fire that broke out in Southampton back in March, earlier in a few weeks ago. And I've put in my notes, I've put Southampton 3, Preston 1. 3 points for Southampton. And with this game in hand, I feel like this is the sort of game where Saints close in on the top 3, sorry. So that would put them 7 points behind Leicester. And 9 points behind Leeds. So they are closing up again. Games in hand are really pressurous. They can either go your way or they really can't. So there is that as well. So yeah, I think Southampton will deliver at home against Preston. If Preston win away, though, I wouldn't be shocked. If Preston win that game, I think that would be Saints' Autos hopes completely gone and goodbye. And they would have to settle for playoffs, but you never know. You never know. I will back them to win that, though. So, yeah, there is that as well. Right. Which now moves us on to round 44. Leicester versus West Brom at the King Power. This is the sort of game I think Leicester will slip up in again as well. So I'm going to back it. I am going to back West Brom to get a point at the King Power, and that would be a nightmare for Leicester fans. Again, I think there will be twists and turns. This is a game they know they have to deliver. West Brom look guaranteed for playoffs, but it doesn't mean they can end the season without putting a fight to show what they're capable of doing in the playoffs. So I'll go a 1-1 draw for Leicester West Brom. Again, I really see Leicester's form slipping up. It's just not going well for them at all. Sunderland versus Millwall. I am backing 3 points for Sunderland in a tight-ass 1-0 win. Cardiff Southampton. Now, this is where I think Southampton will slip up. It's the sort of game they would slip up after beating Preston to close the gap. And I'm backing 3 points for Cardiff in a 3-2 win. Cardiff have actually been a bit of a bogey team for Southampton over the years as well. So I'm going to say that as well. Watford versus Hull. I'm going to say 3 points for Hull in a 4-2 win. Huddersfield versus Swansea. Huddersfield know they need to win this to have any chance of safety. I'm going to back a draw. Swansea to get a point. Norwich versus Bristol City, I think will be 3 points for Norwich in a 3-0 win, which means they would close the gap right up to West Brom. Rotherham versus Birmingham. Rotherham are obviously already relegated at this point, but this is the sort of game I feel they could get something in. And Birmingham are dreadful away on the road as well. This would be pressure on Rowett as well. It'd be the most Birmingham thing to lose this as well. So I am going to back 2-1 to Rotherham. 3 points for the Millers. Potentially their final win of the season. Maybe their final points of the season. Stoke versus us at the Bet365. A massive, massive, massive game. Massive game. Shuey. The thing is, I'm going to say this now, I think this will be a 2-2 draw. And can I tell you why? Not 3. Can I tell you why? I think Shuey will be seriously up for it against us. And I think we will seriously be up for it against the man who snaked us for the money in December. And both clubs will be fighting their asses off to stay up as well. So that's why I just think it'll be a draw written all over it. I just think both clubs will be well up for this game as well. So yeah, I'm going 2-2 between Stoke and us. QPR Preston. I think QPR will get 3 points and win 2-0. And I think that would be Preston completely out of the playoff race now. Blackburn versus Sheffield Wednesday. This is a sort of game I actually could see Blackburn winning, to be honest. Sheffield Wednesday aren't that great away themselves. And after putting up some impressive games I've put in this already, I will back Blackburn to win this. This could potentially be my last victory for Blackburn during the season, but we will see. 3-1 Blackburn in 3 points for there. Middlesbrough versus Leeds. Like I said in my video this morning, I think it would be the most Middlesbrough thing ever to win this. But I think Leeds will give it a go. So I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. And Coventry versus Ipswich, I think this will be a really hard game for them both. I am going to go a 3-3 draw. So the top three wouldn't change. Southampton would now be 8 points behind Leicester. This is where I basically think the top four will completely mess up this weekend here. Southampton lose to Cardiff. They'll be thinking, oh, God, we need to chase the top three now. And then the top three all draw themselves. So that's where I've gone with it. Norwich now 2 points behind West Brom. Hull know they need to win the rest of their games if they want to be in the playoffs. We would be safe. We would be safe with that 2-2 draw at Stoke. We would be safe. We would be safe. Watford would be safe. Millwall would be safe. So it goes down from QPR downwards to Huddersfield. We would be pretty much safe. Actually, hang on a minute. Yeah, we would be. We would be safe. We would be completely safe now. So, yeah, I can breathe. I can breathe. And I hope that happens as well. So then we can go to the Den for our last away game of the season with nothing to play for. And same with Millwall. So, but we will see. We will see. The next games, we go back to the games in hand. Coventry have Hull in a crucial game for the playoffs. Leicester versus Southampton in a crucial game for autos, basically. That's if Southampton can catch up to the autos, pretty much. Let me look at the playoff race, actually, first. Borough's completely out of it. Yeah, Preston's completely out of it now. Coventry would need to win all their remaining games to get into it. I just think Coventry is going to be slightly distracted by that FA Cup against Man U. But it could also bring great believingness as well. Let's have a look at the rest. No, I haven't seen any comments for now. So it hasn't showed up on my screen. So let's move on. Right, Coventry Hull. I am going a 2-2 draw. I think both will be well up for this. Coventry's underrated at home. Hull's very brilliant away. So I'll go 2-2. This would go in West Brom and Norwich's favour as well, this would, by the way. So, yeah. Leicester, Southampton. I think Southampton will repeat what they did at the King Power last season in the Premier League. And also, I said in my video earlier, obviously the original video is in the description, by the way. I said in my video earlier that I think Southampton will win one of these 3 games away from home during the rest of the season. And this is the game I think they will do it in. So I am going 2-0 to Southampton. And they will close right up on the top 3, sorry. Actually, I say that they wouldn't make it still because, yes, they beat Leicester. If they win those last 2 games, that puts them on 93 points. And Ipswich are already on 94, Leeds already on 95. So, yeah, Southampton would be completely out of it. So that Cardiff game would dent Southampton's hopes for autos pretty much. But I can see them winning at Leicester to make a statement on what they could do in the playoffs. And that would ruin Leicester's season even more. So, yeah, I am going to go with it. But, yeah, Southampton would be playoffs, completely confirmed at this point. So, yeah, they wouldn't be able to catch the top 3. So, yeah. Well, they could finish third, but they'd have to get miles ahead of Leicester's goal difference as well. So, yeah, I think that's Southampton's season over, pretty much. If it goes like that, well, unless they do well in the playoffs. So, right, the penultimate round of the season then. Now everyone has played 44 games, so now it looks all equal. Right, so really, the main focus now is the playoff race and the relegation race. And also the autos race, because one of those three could still miss out. Right, Blackburn, Coventry. For some reason, I can see Blackburn getting a point in this to confirm their survival, but I think Coventry won't give up playoffs just yet and give it a go. 3-3. Bristol City, Rotherham, I think will be 3 points for Bristol City in a 4-1 win. I don't see Rotherham winning away for the whole season. Honestly, I don't. Cardiff, Middlesbrough, I think will be 3 points for Cardiff in a 2-1 win. Excuse me. Millwall versus us, I think will be a 0-0 draw. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes either way, though. Southampton versus Stoke, I think will be 3 points for Southampton. Stoke, I think, will give it a go, though, with the possession and all that. But I just think Saints will be too strong for them in that game. 3 points for Southampton. That will deepen Stoke's anxieties as well. Watford versus Sunderland, I think will be 3 points for Watford in a 2-0 win. Huddersfield versus Birmingham, I think will be a 1-1 draw. Huddersfield know they need to win it to confirm their survival. Same with Birmingham in a way, or to at least head towards survival. It's a 6-pointer, that game, Huddersfield versus Birmingham. And I will back a 1-1 draw, which will end stressful for both of them. Hull versus Ipswich, I think will be a draw, 2-2. I think this will be a really hard game, I can't lie. So I think Ipswich will draw at Hull. Norwich versus Swansea, I think will be 3 points for Norwich in a 2-0 win. Preston versus Leicester, and this is where I think Leicester's season will get ruined even more. Honestly, I don't think Leicester's going to win it with the form they're on at the moment. I really don't. And I am backing 2-1 to Preston. 3 points at Deepdale for Preston. And this would be a disastrous weekend for Leicester. Having said that, Leeds know they will need to beat QPR, and that would probably be them completely up at this point. But Loftus Road is not an easy ground to go to. And I think QPR, well, they will be battling for survival. And I think they will at least deliver in something. So I'm going to go a 1-1 draw. So that means I think the autos race is going to go to the last day between the three. I genuinely do. So that's what I'm going to go with. Which just leaves us with Sheffield Wednesday versus West Brom. And I see Wednesday winning this 3-1. And that would be Wednesday's survival pretty much confirmed. And also Norwich would move up to 5th. Also, Norwich would have playoffs completely confirmed at this point because Hull cannot catch them. And the only way Hull can get into the playoffs is if they win on the last day at home park and West Brom lose badly on the last game of the season. So, yeah, there is that as well. But it would look most likely that West Brom have done it. So Hull would be heartbroken against Ipswich in that game. But doesn't mean they're fully out of it just yet. Coventry would be out of it completely, meanwhile. The relegation scrap. Wednesday are safe. QPR are safe. So it would mean it goes down between Birmingham, Blackburn, Huddersfield and Stoke on the last day. This will be interesting to see. Here we go then. What do I think the last day is going to do? Swansea versus Millwall at the Liberty Stadium, I think will be 3 points for Swansea in a 3-0 win. We'll do the relegation and promotion scrap last to build up the tension. So the games that are nothing to play for, we'll do now. Sunderland versus Sheffield Wednesday, I think will be 3 points for Sunderland in a 3-1 win. Coventry versus QPR, I think will be 4-1 QPR. No, 4-1 Coventry, sorry, and 3 points for them to end their season with a high. Middlesbrough versus Watford, I think will be goalless 0-0. Rotherham versus Cardiff. Rotherham are obviously already down and out, and Cardiff have nothing to play for. But it would be the most Rotherham thing to end the season on 3 points when you've been so bad all season and that's shambolic. So I'm going to say 2-0 Rotherham, and they get 5 wins this season. West Brom will go to the playoff races next. So 3 points for Rotherham, 3 points for Swansea, 3 points for Sunderland, 3 points for Coventry, a 0-0 draw at Borough. The playoffs now. West Brom versus Preston at the Hawthorns. Again, I think Preston could make a statement going into next season and show momentum for that. So I'm going to go with another twist here and go 4-2 to Preston. And this would be a disaster for West Brom. But it depends on how Hull, I think, will do at Home Park. And obviously, last time we played Hull, we lost to them badly and Hull won the league in League One. They've also been a bit of a bogey side for us. So part of me leans me towards Hull winning. But part of me sees it being another 1-1 draw and another tight game. So that's what I'm going to go with all my heart. Like I said, after QPR, I don't think we'll win another game for the rest of the season. But I do see us drawing a lot. We're very good at drawing in this championship as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we lost more as well. It depends if Foster can turn it around. So there is that as well. I'll go a 1-1 draw with my heart. Hull to miss out. That means West Brom would get the playoffs, obviously. And that would put... we would do West Brom a favour in this context. And Preston would try and do Hull a favour. But there we are. 1-1, I think, for that. So now we'll go on to the relegation scrap next. Birmingham versus Norwich. Norwich have nothing to play for, and Birmingham need to win to survive. And I'm going to back Rowett to do the impossible and do it. And Birmingham to win 2-1 at St Andrews on the last day. 3 points for them. Stoke have Bristol City at the Bet365. I am backing Stoke to beat Bristol City on the last day, as Bristol City have nothing to play for. 3 points for Stoke. 1-0 win, and that will keep the Potters up. So now it depends on these 3 games. Leicester, I think, will destroy Blackburn to put out a statement in trying to get the top 2. 4-0. Ipswich, I think, will destroy Huddersfield, and that would be a disaster for Huddersfield. So I'm going to say 5-0 to Ipswich on the last day to really go for that promotion push. So it really depends on this game now at Elland Road between Leeds and Southampton. And I'm going to say Leeds 4, Southampton 3. I think it'll be that close. And I think Leeds will get a winner right at the end. And that will put them as champions and them promoted. That would also put Ipswich promoted and Leicester to finish on 96 points. So there we are. That's my table. That is my table. And this now leads up to my video I did this morning, that I uploaded this morning. So I think Rotherham will finish the season on 27 points. Huddersfield relegated on 44. Blackburn relegated on 46. Birmingham to survive on 48. QPR 49, Wednesday 50, Stoke 51, Millwall 52, us 54. I wouldn't be surprised if we're anywhere between Millwall and QPR though, even between Birmingham. Just as long as we don't go down, I'm happy. 54, I think, for us, I reckon. For me, the target is 50. So we have to make sure we do that. Watford 55, Bristol City 56, Swansea 57, Sunderland 60, Middlesbrough 63, Cardiff 64, Preston 69, as Darryl and Liam would say, good number. Coventry 73, Hull 74, missing out on the playoffs by 2 points. West Brom 76, Norwich 77, Southampton 91, Leicester 96, Ipswich 98, Leeds 99. So yeah, that's how close I think it will be. That means it will put Leicester versus West Brom in the playoffs and Southampton versus Norwich. And I can't lie, more of my momentum is switching between these two. And like I said in my video this morning, so I'm going to say Leicester to win 1-0 at the King Power against West Brom, and then West Brom to pull off a mad one and win 4-2 at the Hawthorns, and that will ruin Leicester's season completely. And then I think Southampton and Norwich will draw 1-1 at St Mary's, and I think Norwich will beat them 2-0 at Carrow Road. I personally think it will be the underdog final of the four clubs between Norwich and West Brom. And like I said in my video this morning, I've backed West Brom to win the playoffs. So I'm backing West Brom to win 1-0 at Wembley. Like Ipswich, I just see a bright future at the Baggies right now. And that's where I'm leaned towards them as well. I just wouldn't be shocked if that's the 3 going up. So yeah, and I'm going to back it. I'm going to back it now for this run-in. So yeah, that's my 3 going up. Leeds, Ipswich and West Brom. And then I have got Huddersfield, Blackburn and Rotherham relegated to League One. And then everyone else playing Championship football for another season, most likely going to be joined by Burnley, Sheffield United, one of Luton or Nottingham Forest, Portsmouth, and then one of Derby, Bolton, potentially Peterborough, potentially Barnsley, potentially Oxford, Lincoln, maybe even Stevenage or Blackpool, but we will see. So, yeah, I'll put the link in. I'll put the link in the chat now. I'll put it in the description as well later on. I'll put the link in the chat now. It's World Football Net table calculator. So all my social medias are in the description. So if you want to send me yours, you can send it to me. It's on to one of my social medias. I'll put the link of the website in the description. In the comment section, in the chat. I'm going to put it in the description in a minute. But yeah, I'm going to have to go because I've got stuff to do. But yeah, that is my final table, guys. And that links up to, what I posted this morning. Please watch my mainstream video if you haven't already. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for listening, guys. And yeah, well, we will see you in the next video. I'll see you all at Norwich, actually. I'll see you all at Carrow Road. A massive game coming up in East Anglia for us boys in green. So, yeah. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we win. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army! And yeah, there we go, guys. That is it from me now. We'll see you all at Norwich. Take care. And good night. Or goodbye at this point. Cheerio.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners.